Hello everyone, this is Jerome Waddle, and today's reading will be sermon number 5 of the 7 sermons to the dead from the Scrutinies in the Red Book. If you missed the first 4 sermons, the clickable links are in the description. To review sermon 1, we use the term pleroma, a Gnostic word that was introduced as being both fullness and nothingness or emptiness, and also essence as our creation that is confined in time and space and strives toward differentiation with the qualities of the opposites. Sermon 2 of Praxis is introduced, who stands above the sun god and the devil and represents effective force, duration, and change. In Sermon 3, Philemon tells more about the terrible of Praxis and uses the terms summum bonum, the highest good, and infimum malum, the lowest evil. In Sermon 4, Philemon addressed multiplicity of the gods, polytheism. Now, in sermon number 5, Philemon will cover spirituality and sexuality of man and woman, and the balance of right measure of community and singleness. In this reading, I've constructed a visual diagram to support the text. The reading. When the following night came, the dead approached noisily, pushing and shoving, and they were scoffing and exclaimed, "Teach us, fool, about the church and Holy Communion." But Philemon stepped before them, and he began to speak. And this is the 5th sermon to the dead. The world of the gods is made manifest in spirituality and in sexuality. The celestial ones appear in spirituality, the earthly in sexuality. Spirituality conceives and embraces. It is womanlike, and therefore we call it Mater Caelestis, the celestial mother. Sexuality engenders and creates. It is manlike, and therefore we call it Philos, the earthly father. The sexuality of man is more earthly. That of women is more spiritual. The spirituality of man is more heavenly. It moves towards the greater. The spirituality of woman is more earthly. It moves toward the smaller. Mendacious and devilish is the spirituality of man, and it moves towards the smaller. Mendacious and devilish is the spirituality of woman, and it moves towards the greater. Each shall go to its own place. Man and woman become devils to each other if they do not separate their spiritual ways. For the essence of creation is differentiation. The sexuality of man goes towards the earthly. The sexuality of woman goes towards the spiritual. Man and woman become devils to each other if they do not distinguish their sexuality. Man shall know the smaller, woman the greater. Man shall differentiate himself from both the spirituality and sexuality. He shall call spirituality mother and set her between heaven and earth. He shall call his sexuality Philos and set him between himself and earth. For the mother and the Philos are superhuman daemons that reveal the world of the gods. They affect us more than the gods, since they are closely akin to our essence. If you do not differentiate yourselves from sexuality and from spirituality, and do not regard them as an essence both above and beyond you, you are delivered over to them as qualities of the pleroma. Spirituality and sexuality are not your qualities, not things you possess and encompass. Rather, they possess and encompass you, since they are powerful daemons, manifestations of the gods. and hence reach beyond you, existing in themselves. No man has spirituality unto himself or a sexuality unto himself. Instead, he stands under the law of spirituality and of sexuality. Therefore, no one escapes these daemons. You shall look upon them as daemons, and as a common task and danger, a common burden that life has laid upon you. Thus life too is for you a common task and danger, as are the gods, and first and foremost, terrible Abraxas. Man is weak, and community is therefore indispensable. If your community is not under the sign of the mother, it is under the sign of Phalos. Absence of community is suffering and sickness. Community in everything is dismemberment and dissolution. Differentiation leads to singleness. Singleness is opposed to community. But because of man's weakness in regard to the gods and daemons and their invincible law, community is necessary, not for man's sake, but because of the gods. The gods drive you to community. Insofar as the gods impose community upon you, it is necessary, more is bad. In the community, every man shall submit to others, so that the community be maintained, for you need it. In singleness, every man shall place himself above the other, so that every man may come to himself and avoid slavery. Abstention shall hold good in community, extravagance in singleness. Community is depth, singleness is height. Right measure in community purifies and preserves. Right measure in singleness purifies and increases. Community gives us warmth. Singleness gives us light. When Philemon had finished, the dead remained silent and did not move, but looked at Philemon with expectation. But when Philemon saw that the dead remained silent and waited, he continued. Thanks for listening. And next time we'll cover sermon number 6.